continuing on that theme. We've talked about stress stealers. We've talked about how sometimes doing stuff can make you happy. Today we're going to explore the concept of savoring. So I'm sure you've heard that saying before, don't sweat the small stuff, they say. And I'm not sure who originated that. I don't remember, but they were very wise. It's really important because we can let all these little things just ruin our days and really suck the happiness right out of us. I think we all stress about different things. Sometimes we sweat over the little things that happen, the cap off the toothpaste. Sometimes we let them sort of all bubble under the surface so that then they combine and it becomes a mountain, like the cap off the toothpaste, getting cut off in traffic, the sharp word somebody said, the not getting the parking spot that you wanted, whatever, all these little things, right? And then eventually it explodes, right? And sometimes we catastrophize, so we think about these little things that are going on, and we go to that place where the worst possible scenario happens, which pretty much never does. And sometimes we just try and ignore it, pretend it'll go away, but meanwhile, like we said earlier, it's just bubbling under the surface. So sometimes we know it is, and sometimes we're pretending that it's not. And the next thing you know, it's just really eating away at us. So today I wanted to answer 3 questions. One of them is, why do our bodies focus on the stress as opposed to the happiness? Why do they do that? And you might be thinking, but I need my stress. Why would I want to get rid of it? So let's just talk a little bit about that. And then how can we turn that stress around? We'll talk a little bit about that concept of savoring. So before that, I'm Nancy Brooker. I am the Living in Yes coach for women who, feel overwhelmed by life's demands, and so, are secretly feeling like they're just not good enough, but are really ready to transform that inner critic and start to embrace life. They hire me to teach them how to connect to their inner worth and to trust themselves so they can start rocking their relationships, stressing less, and living in yes. So let's get going. Why do we focus on these things that stress us out? Well, it's, what do you call it, evolutionary, goes back to the beginning of time. In the caveman days, we could make one of 2 mistakes. We could think there was a tiger lying in the bush, and there wasn't, and then we went, "Oh, thank God there was no tiger," and we go back along with our day and everything's fine. Or we could not stress about the tiger in the bush, and there is one, and the next thing you know, we're at dinner, and our whole bloodline is wiped out. So it really is a survival thing. It's keeping us safe, focusing on the things that could go wrong, the little things that do go wrong. It's our brain's way of keeping us safe. The issue is that, there's really not too many tigers hiding in the bush these days, and it's all of these little things our brain is mistaking for tigers, and it's keeping us in this, these little balls of stress all the time, so we're never getting that release. Our bodies are pretty smart. They evolved to make that first decision to always focus on the stress every time to keep us safe. But we really don't need to do that, and we can change our ways. So you might be thinking, well, sure, but I need my stress. Why would I want to get rid of it? And you're right. You do need some stress in your life. Some of it can be positive. It's called eustress. So having that little bit of adrenaline when you're, say, running a race, or you've got a big game that night, or you've got an exam you've got to write, or a big presentation at work, that little bit of adrenaline, that little bit of stress is going to be good for you when you let it go, when you're done. The thing is, like we said, we're not letting it go. And I think it's no secret, all of the, emotional, physical, even spiritual problems that too much stress will cause in our lives. We can't think straight. Stress leads to obesity. All these different diseases that we can get. So many different things. We procrastinate. The list goes on and on. And we have these beliefs around stress, and we have these beliefs that stress us out too. So, I know I have, forever had these beliefs. If I worry about it, then I won't be disappointed. And if I don't worry about it, how will it ever go away? Or how will it ever get resolved if I'm not stressing over it? Those are two that I know I personally have had to deal with in my life. But, sometimes it can be like, things have to be tough. That's just the way it is. Or if I don't get this right, something bad will happen, that catastrophizing thing. And even, that horrible one that I always heard, growing up, I remember it at school, people would say, life's a bitch and then you die. And that can sort of become a belief. Like, we just expect the worst rather than looking for the joy and the happiness. So, if you're struggling with stress around some of these limiting beliefs, I encourage you to look back to some of the videos that I did on, taming the inner critic. Because really where these come from is our past experiences, somewhere in our past where we made this decision that we needed to live by these rules to keep ourselves safe. So, check out those videos, and if you need a little bit more help, then let's connect, because that's what I'm here for too. So the truth is that really stress makes you suffer, and happiness is healing. People who are happy have improved heart health, better relationships, they're better able to combat stress, they are more resilient, they have less pain. So many benefits to just finding the joy and happiness in your life. So what can we do? Let's talk about the savoring now. How do we turn that stress around? Well, at the end of the day, we have to realize that everything is a choice. We can choose to focus on that stressful thing, or we can choose to focus on the good. We can choose to find the silver lining in whatever's going on, or we can choose to focus on that thing and just let that grow. Now, I know I'm saying that, and you're thinking, well, it's not that easy to let that go, and I can share with you that depending on what it is, of course, it's not going to be easy. However, there are a lot of really great tools that can help you process these triggers and get through this, so that you can see the joy. So, you get the parking spot that's not closest to wherever you want it to be. That's an opportunity to get a little walk. Maybe the sun's out, enjoy the sun. Maybe it's snowing and it's a beautiful day. Or maybe you can feel the crisp, cool wind on your face, and it's refreshing and it wakes you up. Whatever that is. And I'm not saying to be a Pollyanna looking at things. I'm just saying we don't, focusing on that negative all the time is not good for us. We've talked about all of that. So let's just try and turn it around. Look out your window and see, maybe there's kids playing outside. Maybe there's birds. I love looking in my backyard. I've got blue jays and cardinals in the summer. Like, it's amazing. I love watching the birds. Or, take some time to play with your dog. Enjoy that hug that you get even when you're rushing from your little one, because sometimes we forget to really savor those. And as you're seeing people during the day, really see them, really look at them. And when you acknowledge them, when you say hello, let them know with your eyes and your face and your expression and your body language that they matter. And you will be surprised to see what you get back from that. Really just savoring even something as little as a smile, because it's actually not that little. So, all I'm saying is at the end of the day, we have a choice. We can choose to not make a big deal out of whatever's going on, or to process whatever it is, so that we can practice seeing the good side of things, and we can practice seeing the good in our lives. And I just think that is really important. Those, that's where someone like me can come in, where I can help you process those triggers. I can help you come up with a plan to, meet those challenges in your life, to move forward, to move through them with grace and ease. So I'm going to leave you with a quote that I learned from my late brother Enzo, who really lived his life this way. Always look on the bright side of life. And that's from Monty Python. And if you know that quote, if you've seen that movie, you can start whistling now. I can't whistle. So thank you for listening. I hope that was helpful for you. Please grab your freebies below. There's how to help your child with anxiety, 7 simple ways to distress, surviving the holidays. There's still, another Christmases this weekend, but still a bit of time left. And, developing your communication skills. So please take advantage of those. And we'll talk to you soon. Bye now.